Hey everyone, welcome to Scott's RPG Reviews. It's been a while since I've done a review. I've gotten a couple of things in, and there's one I wanted to get a review out of now because I'm really excited about it. And this is a review of the Cypher System Starter set. I'm going to start with a negative because this is something that's kind of a personal pet peeve, which is the box, which it comes in. Here's the box here. Okay, it's an okay box, but I compare this to the starter boxes that Free League Publishing does for, say, Aliens and Blade Runner, and it's just a cheap box. I mean, this is never going to stand up against Time. I kind of wish I would have spent an extra $5 for a better box, but that's me. I realize that it's a price point thing issue, or they're trying to make it as cheap as possible. I get it. I really wish they'd had a box version where the box is nice and solid. This is a really weak box. So, okay. Get rid of my box complaints. Now let's go ahead and go through the rest of the stuff and see what they've got. So I've opened it up already. First thing it's got is a before you start card. I love this because it kind of goes through. It says, here's all the stuff you have in here. It doesn't say here's the order to do stuff. Oh, it does. It says player's book. Read this first. So let's take a look on the order of that and see what it contains. Well, the first thing is it comes with a bunch of character sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like about 5 character sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 character sheets. Very cool. These are the character sheets here. They're the Cypher System Trifold. They're glossy. The only problem with it, I mean, I like the fact they're glossy. That's pretty. But when you're writing on them for your stat pools and stuff, a little bit problematic. But they're pretty good character sheets. They've got nice art on them and everything. The color is good. It's yellow. Kind of reminds me of Numenera colors, but that's it. So you got a bunch of character sheets. It's the first thing you've got. Next thing they tell you to look at is the player's book. Oh, there's more character sheets. Excuse me, there's not 5. There's 10 character sheets. Wow, they can come with 10 character sheets. I guess there are 2 adventures, and so it comes with 10 character sheets, not 5. So that's good. Okay, so then we got the player's book. It is about 30 pages long, 32 pages long. Soft cover, but well bound. The bounding on here is pretty good. Let's see what this player's book contains. It's by Monty Cook and Sean K. Reynolds. It's got a welcome, how to play the Cypher system, 5 pages, because we know that. Examples of play, ciphers, character advancement, equip, modifying and building characters, character type, descriptor, focus, and key core concepts. Okay, so pretty good. Earlier in a video I talked about the Old Gods of Appalachia, OGOA, Old Gods of Appalachia player's book, and I thought it was really badly done. $20 for just a few pages and badly printed copy. This is much better. This is what I like to see out of a player's guide. It looks like it has all the basics in it. It gives you some basic focuses that are available. It doesn't give you all of them. It gives you kind of a core basic set. And obviously with the Cypher system, there'd be no way you could do a player's book where it listed all the descriptors and foci and all that kind of stuff. But it gives you enough to get going, tells you how to create characters. So, good player's book. I like it. Next thing it has on the list is the Game Master's book. And I believe you don't read this unless you're a GM, but I'm going to be GMing. It's also 32 pages long. Very cool. It's got a section on running the game. Good. Ciphers, GM intrusions, creatures, and adventures. So this kind of presumes that if you're a GM, that you've also read the player's book, because it doesn't actually talk about playing. It just talks about the ciphers, intrusions, creatures, and it comes with not 1 but 2 adventures. So they got lots of good points here. They didn't just do 1 adventure, which you typically see with a starter set. You get 2, and you get a fantasy. Pretty cool. And what's the second one? That's called Creeping Ooze. And a sci-fi. Ooh, that's kind of cool. So you get 1 fantasy and 1 sci-fi, which is nice. Gives you background read-alouds. Gives you a list of ciphers, a map. This is very common. I've got a lot of the MCG adventures, and they've got a pretty standardized structure. It's pretty easy to use, fast to run. And so that's pretty good. So you've got the adventures in here. You've got ciphers, intrusions, advice on running the game. So a good GM book, nice and short, 32 pages. So that means totally from beginning to end, for even if you're a GM, 64 pages to read. I give them points for that. I compare that to some of the other ones, like, in particular, I think about the Free League Publishing Alien and Blade Runner books. They're a lot longer and a lot more to digest. Kind of hard for a beginner, but so I give them really good points for that. Okay, so we got the Game Master's Guide. We have a map. Very cool map here. Let's take a look at the map here. Oh, so it's got two maps. This is the maps here, right like that. The top one is the Creeping Ooze map, and the second one is the Entombed in Ice map. Very nice. Functional. It's got keys on it, the whole thing, so that worked out pretty well. I assume it's keyed to the GM's guide, so pretty good stuff there. What's the next thing on the read list? We got the cards. Comes with a deck of XP cards, right like this. It comes with a deck of XP cards and an intrusion deck. These intrusion decks, by the way, if you're a new GM, are really useful because they give you ideas of how to, because GM intrusions are done on the fly. A lot of times, sometimes it's hard to come up with good ideas. So you got an XP deck and an intrusion deck. Now this XP deck is 10 XP. Don't know whether that's I mean, if you've got 5 characters, that's 2 apiece. Is that enough? I might have made it 20, but it's a good start. Good XP. And I've got tons of XP decks. Okay, so you got the XP deck. Dice. You got the dice here. One 20-sided, one 6-sided. We all know how those work. And then the last thing it says it has in here is a cheat sheet. This is the cheat sheet here. Talks about pools, effort, edge, assets, and skills. Good. And explains what those are. It has armor, weapon damage, and task difficulty. Pretty good stuff there. Kind of like a mini GM screen in some respects in that way. And that is everything in the box. Pretty good box. I like the 2 books. I like that it gives you 2 adventures instead of 1 in 2 different genres. Gives you pre-gen characters, which you know I'm a big fan of for starting out. It's got a couple of maps. For the price point that it's at, it's pretty good. When I compare with other ones, it's not quite as fancy. Doesn't quite have as functioning amount of stuff. Like I think it's the Forbidden Lands actually comes with hardcover books, but it's also a lot more expensive. And then the Free League Publishing, which is Free League Publishing. Free League Publishing starter boxes are very expensive. I get that. But for the price points you get, I think I got this for 20 or 30 bucks. Was all. It's a really good deal. So, Cypher System Starter Set. If you've never played Cypher System before, it's a good way to go. It'll get you a good flavor for it. And other than that, everyone have a good day.